experience the pilot had in this particular type of aircraft. According to the registry information, it's a brand new airplane. It was just ferried over from France in February, and the Limited Liability Corporation, which held the airplane, not uncommon for aircraft ownership even for individuals, began its registration with the aircraft only in April. So this is apparently, certainly this particular aircraft is new to the pilot. Was this type of aircraft relatively new to the pilot, and was there some question about understanding and time and experience managing the systems on the TBM 700? This is a very high-performance single-engine airplane. It's a turboprop, which is essentially a jet engine with a propeller, and it's pressurized. So but it is also single-pilot rated. So it requires a pilot to be on his or her toes, and so that would be one of the key questions I'd like to know.
To your point, I think Mary was making it as well with the oxygen masks. You know, what kind of training the pilot would have had, would he or she had the time and the wherewithal to have put the oxygen mask on, depending on what happened as this plane was flying along. Mary Schiavo, to you, my question would be, you know, now that we know that this plane, and Eric, correct me if I'm wrong, control room, that it did in fact run out of fuel, and you have this unresponsive pilot, how would this kind of plane crashed? I mean, the actual trajectory, how would it have crashed in the water?
Well, I think what would have happened is when it ran out of fuel, of course, the engine would have stopped, and I think it would have entered what's called an aerodynamic stall. In other words, the plane wouldn't have gradually coasted down and made a skimming landing on the water. It would have, when it finally ran out of fuel, it would have stopped having forward motion. It would have pitched up briefly, fallen over, most likely towards the right wing. It would have fallen over and then tumbled into the water. It would have not gone in gradually. It would have gone in a crash mode. So they're going to be looking at a crash site, not a landing on water. It just would not have glided down gradually, and so it will probably be in a number of pieces in the water. Even intact, they don't float very long, so they'll be doing a water recovery.
Okay, Mary Schiavo, thank you. Miles O'Brien, thank you. Stay with me. And just in the control room, we do not know definitively whether this plane did or did not run out of fuel, but that is certainly one hypothesis here as we've been watching this, and it took off many hours ago, 8:30 this morning from Rochester, New York. Quick break. Once again, in case you're just joining us, we can now tell you that this plane did crash in the waters off of Jamaica. We'll be right back.